session, I'll be dealing with the poem Dust of Snow, that is composed by Robert Frost. So before explaining you the stanzas of the poem, let me tell you about the poet. So, the full name of the poet is Robert Lee Frost. He was born on 26 March 1874 in San Francisco, California. His initial works got published in England and later they got published in United States. Children, he has written several poems and some of his important poems are The Road Not Taken, A Boy's Will, Fire and Ice, etc. Children, he is the only poet to receive the Pulitzer Prize 4 times in his lifetime. Pulitzer Prize is a prize that is given for excellence in the field of poetry or in the field of literature. So he is the only poet to receive it 4 times in his lifetime. Okay. So now let's come to the poem. Children, Robert Frost, he was very close to the nature, and basically all the poems, they were somehow related or connected to the nature. So in this poem also, we are going to read about a poem that is closely linked, that is closely connected to the nature. Okay. So the name of the poem is Dust of Snow. Snow. Snow is also an element of nature. We get snow from nature, right? And dust of snow means the tiny particles, the very small particles of snow. So the author, the poet referred them as dust of snow because they are very small, they are very tiny. That is why they are called dust of snow. So children, before explaining you the poem, I'll recite the poem first and then I'll explain it. The poem has 2 stanzas. Stanzas means, children, when we read a story, there are paragraphs, and when we read the poem, those paragraphs are called as stanzas. So this poem contains only 2 stanzas. It is a very small poem, but the meaning is large. The meaning is great, and you are definitely going to enjoy reading and reciting this poem. So first, let me recite it for you, and then I'll explain the lines. Okay. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. So children, in this poem, the poet is very sad. This poem is set in a very sad mood. Actually, due to something, the poet was having a terrible day. He was experiencing a terrible day. He was very sad, feeling very depressed, gloomy, and he was not at all happy. So what happened? One day, he was walking on the road, and while he was walking, there were some trees. Some trees were there on the sides of the road. And do you know which tree that they were? They were hemlock tree. Hemlock tree is not a normal tree, children. It looks like that of a Christmas tree, but the branches, they are very soft. And one more important thing about hemlock tree, that it is a poisonous tree. Yes, it is a poisonous tree having small white flowers. So what happened? There were so many hemlock trees on the side of the road. And on that hemlock tree, on one of the tree, a crow was sitting. Yes, a crow was sitting, and due to some movement of the crow, it might be possible that he was shivering due to cold, or he was trying to adjust himself, or trying to land, or trying to take off. Means it is not mentioned, it is not specified that what exactly the crow was doing, but due to some of the movement, due to some sudden movement, the snow that was on the tree, they somehow fell on the poet's body. It is not mentioned that on which part it fell. Maybe it might be possible that it fell on his shoulder or on his head or anywhere. So as soon as those particles of snow, those dust dust of snow, it fell on his body, the author suddenly felt very relaxed, very lightened. He was feeling very light, relaxed and cheerful. His whole day was terrible. He was very sad. He was not in a good mood. He was very depressed. But as soon as those particles of snow, they fell on his body, he felt relaxed. He felt happy. Means a sudden change of mood was there within him. So this was the first stanza all about that. The poet was very sad and he was walking on the road, and there was a hemlock tree, that is a poisonous tree, and a crow was sitting on that tree, and due to some movement of the crow, the snow that was on the tree, they somehow fell on his body, and as soon as they fell on the poet's body, he felt cheerful. He thought that yes, I can smile now. Means suddenly his mood pepped up. He felt nice. He felt light. So this was the first stanza all about. Has given my heart a change of mood, and saved some part of a day I had rued. Means now the poet is saying, I had already wasted my day. I had a terrible day. I was not at all happy. But when those dust particles, the dust of snow, they fell on my body, I felt happy. I felt a reason to smile. Now I'm feeling better. I'm no more sad. I'm no more depressed. So the poet is telling that the hemlock tree and the crow, they have given him a reason to be happy again, to smile again. And the poet is mentioning that I had already ruined my day. I regret. Rued means to regret, to feel regret. So the poet is saying that I am really feeling regret. I am feeling sad that I have already wasted half of my day because of my mood, since I was very sad, since I was very depressed. But now I am thankful to the crow and the hemlock tree that because of them I have a reason to smile, and I have saved the rest part of my day. Now I can do some meaningful job. I can do some meaningful work. I can spend my day peacefully, happily, cheerfully. So in this, through this poem, the poet wants to tell us, children, that the nature is very powerful. It is very superior to us, and the nature is so kind, so compassionate to us that it gives us 1,000 reasons to smile. The nature has given us everything, whatever we need. The nature has given us everything. It is so beautiful and it is so kind that it is offering us so much, and we must accept it with our open arms, whatever we get from the nature. Children, crow and hemlock tree. People generally consider crow as inauspicious, and hemlock tree being a poisonous tree, it is also considered as inauspicious. But these inauspicious things, crow and hemlock tree, they have made his day happy. They have given him a reason to smile. He had a terrible day, and only because of the hemlock tree and the crow, now he got a reason to smile. He saved the rest part of his day. So there are so many things that are given to us by the nature, that are provided to us by the nature, and we human beings, we have differentiated the things that we got from the nature as auspicious or inauspicious, means good or bad. But there is nothing so. We people consider crow and hemlock tree as inauspicious, but these inauspicious things have only changed the mood of the poet. They have given him a reason to smile, a reason to be happy again. So we must be thankful to the nature, because the nature is doing a thankless job. It is providing us everything, whatever we need. There are so many things around us that are provided by nature. Children, you know what? We see the world as we want to see it, not exactly what actually the world is. Actually, it is something different. It is very beautiful, but we have made it horrible. We want to see it as we want to see. It's our perspective. It's our mindset. But the reality is something different. It is far away from our mindset, from our expectation. It is very beautiful. And the nature has provided us so many things. But we humans, for our hunger, for our greed, we are destroying the nature. We are hunting the nature. We are causing so much damage and destruction to the nature. But still, it is so kind that it is providing us so much. We must be thankful and we must appreciate what we received, what we are getting. Because once the nature becomes upset, then our whole life will be upset. It will be upside down. So, we humans, we must appreciate whatever is there in the nature. Even we should change our mind and have a more broader aspect. We should look at a more broader view. Then only we can enjoy the beauty of nature. So this poem is very beautiful, very nice, and I hope that the poem is clear to you. And the main objective, the main motto of the poem is to make you understand that there are so many things that we consider as bad, but they are not actually bad. They can actually benefit us. They can actually save us. They can save our day. They can make us smile. They can give a reason to be happy, to be cheerful. The poet was so upset. He was so depressed. But the nature is so kind that the nature has given him a chance to smile again. And the nature has saved his day. So this was all about. I hope the stanzas are clear to you. Children, the poem is very short, but it contains a deep meaning. And if we understand the meaning, we can save ourselves as well as our Mother Earth, as well as our Mother Nature. So I hope the poem, it is clear to everybody. Thank you.